Alright, let's get this out of the way. So, pikemen, yeah, they pay taxes. I'm sure it's a requirement by law for the military to have to do that. Centaurs, they probably do as well. I would say they do. Gremlins, yeah, I don't think they're that smart, so they're probably gonna have to pay taxes. I would think so. Imps, they are part of the Hell faction. I don't think they do. It's probably them that created it in the first place, so chances are they probably don't. Skeletons, no. I don't think they have really free will, so you can't really force them to pay taxes unless the necromancers themselves are doing it. And I don't think troglodytes do either. Now, goblins are part of a faction that are. I don't think they really follow the law, so I'm just gonna. I don't think they pay them, but like they have to, but they don't. Gnolls, they're from the fortress faction. That's the swamp area. I think they got enough problems that is, just on that alone. So they're probably not gonna bother with that. Pixies, I feel like they probably should be, but we all know they're not. I feel like if the IRS or the game's equivalent of them comes after them, they'll just fly away. So I think they evade them. The nymphs, I don't think they count. I don't think so. Halflings, yeah, they definitely do. Peasants, they absolutely do. They really can't afford not to. They get shit on. And halberders, yeah, they pay them. Yep, they pay them. Yep. No, no, no. They're definitely evading them. No, no. Yes, yes. Now dwarves are different. They're pretty greedy, and they do a lot of digging holes, and I'm sure they keep that to themselves. And I doubt they want to report that to their government. So I would say they're committing evasion. These are constructs, so I wouldn't think they would. I bet all of Inferno units they probably have immunity, so or they're exempt at least. Speaking of which, let's just get this out of the way. So where are they? I'm blind. Yeah, here they are. Now the devils and the archdevils. They most certainly created taxes, and I think they should be punished for that. See, this is why they're devils, because they did the most evil thing in the whole world, making us pay taxes. So just get that out of the way. They create the taxes, and all the Aryans are probably exempt from it. So let's just move on. No, I don't think so. They're part of the dungeon faction. They're bad too, and I bet they don't. I don't think that they're probably exempt from as well because they're bad. I guess. Who knows? Wolf Riders, they're definitely committing evasion. Like I said, Fortress has its own problems with its annoying terrain, so I don't think they pay them. Elements, I'm gonna just count as constructs. I don't think they pay them. Crewmates, yeah, they're definitely not paying taxes. They're pirates. Why would they? No, yeah, they probably pay taxes. The mechanics and engineers, they gotta report that. Boar riders, I don't think they do. Pretty sure they're on the run, so they don't pay them. Rogues, yeah, they definitely don't. Leprechauns, you really think they're gonna let the government know they have pots of gold? Absolutely not. They're definitely not gonna do it. Yes, they do. Asian again, they don't pay them. They're exempt. No, doubt it. Wolf Riders, nah, they definitely don't pay them. They're outlaws. No, no construct. They're definitely evading. They're not. Griffins, no. Elves, they probably do. Let's be real. They probably do it as like a to prove they're superior to dwarves or something. They do pay their taxes, which whatever. They're done. No, they wouldn't. Hellhounds, no. No, no. Definitely evasion. No, no. Pirates, absolutely evading. No, no. Nomads, I bet they're the same way. They're always on the run because they don't want to pay their taxes either. I get it. No, yeah, they probably do. No, no, nope, nope, yep. They're evading. Nope, nope. Corsairs evading, of course. They're not paying. They're evading. They are paying. Pegasus Knights, they probably are paying as well, if I had to guess. Mages, now these guys are different. So mages are known to be smart, and I would agree with that. So they're probably committing tax fraud. So I'm gonna put them right there. Demons don't pay them. Vampires, vampires might be smart enough to where they might have to pay taxes. And if that's the case, they probably know better, so I'm gonna put them under tax fraud. Medusas probably evade them, but they could be exempt because they're evil. And even people, you know, they are. I'm just gonna say they don't pay them. Ogres, tax evasion, they don't pay them. They're elementals, they don't pay shit. Nope. Automatons, nope. Sharpshooters, I have a feeling they don't. And that they're pretty good units, so I wouldn't think they would. I don't. They probably don't either. Golems, no. Yes, Crusaders, they pay them. Yes, Pegasus Knights again pay them. Archmages definitely committing tax fraud, 100%. Demons don't pay them. Vampire Lords are probably tax fraud as well. Tax evasion again. Tax evasion, they don't pay them. No, no, no. Monks, yeah, they're paying taxes. Vendroids, no. I don't think you can make them. Genies, they're probably the same way. I think they're smart enough to know better. They're just going to commit tax fraud. They don't. Liches, you could argue because they use magic, maybe they're smart, but at the same time, maybe they also like free will. But you could say it the same about vampires. I don't really know. I'm just gonna say they don't. Minotaurs, no. Rocks, they're birds, no. They're cows, no. No. Sea witches are definitely tax evading. They don't. Trolls, I think they're too stupid to know how to do that, so no. Golems, no. The Cthulhu things, probably not. Zealots, yeah. When I think about it, if they're holy and part of the church, maybe they're exempt from paying taxes. It's actually, yeah, let me just move them. Yeah, how about that? Androids, no. Definitely tax fraud. They don't pay them. I don't think so. Oh, birds again, cows again, elements again, pirates again. They don't pay them. Cavaliers, yes, they pay them. Unicorns, no. Nagas, uh, I don't really know. I was gonna say if they do, maybe they'll actually contribute. They definitely don't. I wouldn't think so. No, they don't pay them. They're part of the outlaws, so they're evading. No, no. So I would say they're pirates, so they wouldn't. Gunslingers, usually they're outlaws, so I have a feeling they wouldn't. They're not paying. Constructs again. Enchanters, they're smart. They probably commit fraud. Uh, Champions, yeah, they pay them. They don't. The queens, this one's tricky. I don't know. I feel like maybe they're smart enough to not. Maybe. I don't really know about them all that much. They don't. I don't think so. They don't. Okay, they're definitely committing evasion. Not them. No. All right, more pirates. Let's go. Yep. All of them are evading. Angels, because they're supreme beings, maybe they're exempt from taxes, so I don't think they pay them. Now, I don't think green and gold dragons hoard any wealth, so they probably just don't pay them. These are constructs they wouldn't, so I'll just go and put them here. The angels are still exempt. Bone dragons, probably not. Red dragons. Now red and black dragons do hoard wealth, and I know that the government really wants that money. And then, of course, what are they gonna do about it, right? They're gonna get burned to a crisp if they try. So they're definitely evading the green and black dragons. Ghost dragons, no. Behemoths, no. Hydras, no. Phoenixes, no. Sea serpents, no. This name I forgot to pronounce, no. These are automatons, they wouldn't. Fairy dragons, no. Rust dragons, no. Crystal dragons, probably not. And then Azure dragons, no. Okay, here's my incredibly accurate list. I feel like these are the smart people here. These are people that know better than to obey the laws. I don't think any of these people pay them. These people, for the most part, yes. A few maybes. And then, of course, Satan's. They created this because they're assholes. Okay.